Hit everybody. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Ooh. Oops. Over here pressing buttons. Just trying to make sure we good. Go. Okay. Hey. Hatepu, Afashe, Abusia, everybody, family. So, I am about to give y'all this message I done here received for this new year. Trying to get things together. I was gonna go. I heard it, yeah, but thank you for sneaking in. Hatepu. Love y'all for coming on and supporting me, Amma Maati of Amma's Crafts. I really appreciate y'all. I really love y'all. Y'all are really helping me to learn and grow this whole social media thing and business. Hatep. Hey y'all showing up, coming in. Good. Ooh, a lot of juiciness going on for this year. A lot of juiciness. Fashe. Any of y'all who practice Nana Som, the hoodoo tradition here in North America, and y'all, following the new year and around this time under the equinoctial energy, this is our New Year's Day, our first day in our new year of 13,022. The 22. If you're into numerology, we add all that together. I would have to get a pen and paper to add that. Hold on. So we got. No, I don't need a pen and paper. Let me just bear with me. Let me think. So we got 9, 2, 3. That is 11, 14, 15. When you start counting 13, 22, that's 15, 18. So that's actually 22, which ends up being 4. So this year is 4. Anybody can tell me what that means with the numbers if y'all are into numerology. I don't really do Hatep. I don't really do numerology like that. So anyone who knows about that power year or power of 4, the numbers, I look at it as 2 complete. When you look at, for me, I look at it as just 2 complete pairs, a 4, a twin. So maybe the energy for that, somebody can tell me. I don't know. Thank you, Kima. Thank you. The ancestors and ancestresses, the Nananome and Samanfa was looking out for me. When we went to last weekend? Yeah, last weekend. Went to Hatep. Went to a vegan food festival, and there's all kind of vendors and food there. A lot of food was good that we had, and I came across this outfits while there, and I'm like, gotta get it. It spoke to me. Gotta get it. And I also have it in black too, a black and gold one. So, I got that twofer. but supported a black business. It was, and it's comfortable too. It's nice and breezy, but it's starting to get a little too chilly now since we felt the shift of this new year. So, you know, um, weather's changing. So definitely, if I wear it again, I'm definitely gonna wear, more, wear layers, wear layers. So anywho, Obra Dwira, our new year to all of you who are on the call who practice, you know, Nana Som, a Khan Hoodoo tradition here in America, or Akwamu Mana Tifi Mu. Um, we practice, we celebrate the new year. We had a 7 day observance. This was our seventh day, which is our first day of our new year. So I wanted to come on and kind of give y'all that energy. So the sun, as it crossed the ecliptic, because that's when the equinox, anybody knows anything about when the Earth's orbit and shifts in major times of the year, the energy. So it crossed the ecliptic at this time. And right now, we're in the constellation of Virgo. Okay. So if anybody who's familiar with astrology, you know that, Virgo deals with, the house of service, of legacy, those who tend to be born under that Virgo energy are often, quick problem solvers, humanitarians, are always about service and doing well, the quick thinkers. They strive for a level of perfection. They're often establishing things. Those are some of the positive characteristics. But as those of us who do practice, Nana Som, we know that Virgo is really all set. So the energy of all set. When you think about all set, you think about her being a ruler, a queen, right? She even wears it on her throne. Her crown is a throne, the seat. So when we're dealing with this, at this time of the year, we are now dealing with a lot of us having to focus on our foundation because she also governs the root karakasa, oftentimes in our reproductive system. So, whether you're male or female, with that being said, oftentimes our root, arit, or karakasa or chakra, to y'all who are familiar with those terms, um, deals with our foundation, our legacy, our inheritance, our sense of self, our identity. And as African people, our identity is based on our traditions, our legacy, our religion, who we are as a people, the fact that the melanin that runs through our skin, right? Um, you know, Virgo often is, when you're dealing with the zodiac, it is an earth sign, right? So you're dealing with the earth. Set. She governs when she works in partnership with the supreme being. She's in the sun. When she's in partnership with the supreme being again, along with other deities, she's in the moon. So you have a lot of that inner work and expressive work to do, but the conductivity of our melanin as black people really harnesses us to creation, and it helps us to be able to be so receptive to so much. That's why so many of us make great athletes. That's why so many of us make great teachers. That's why so many of us make great actors or healers or warriors, because whatever our divine purpose is, and if we're rooted in our foundation, right, rooted into our foundation and know our identity, we could do what we need to do and do it well, do it with that excellence that comes from that Virgo energy, that comes from our set. Our inheritance comes from our matrilineal line, that bloodline. So our blood is strong. Within our blood is that melanin. Within that is our connection. And everything in creation has melanin. So if you are, that's part of that creative entity, I guess, circuit, if you will, how we're connected to one another, how we may feel things from the earth, the heartbeat of the Mother Earth. Or, you could be in a room with other people and you can sense their vibes, their thoughts to some degree. Some of us may be a little bit more receptive than others when it comes to, thought patterns and things like that, but we all have that capability. Also, since it is on Abada Thursday, in a contradiction, that is Nana Abba. She's also known as um, Nekabetz, the vulture deity, the Mut deity. Um, the vulture is also a totem or a chinaboa of those who have who claim the Asachiri, uh, uh, Asachiri clan as their Abusia, their Matra clan. Um, that particular Matra clan, let me get my notes out on them. Ooh. So, I will have to get back to y'all on that one. I had the notes on them, and I thought I had them right here, but I don't. Sorry. I'll be more prepared next time. Yeah, I'll be more prepared next time. I will have to look up my notes on the Asachiri clan, but their vulture is their totem for that clan. If you've ever noticed the characteristics or the habits, I should say, of vultures, is they do often, they're very communal in how they eat. They often eat together. If one sees food, they call the others to get food. They may hunt together. They are the earth scavengers. They're definitely about hygiene, cleaning up things. There's all different types of vultures with how they look. Some that are bald, some that are not. Some are dark. Some may have redheads. Some may be as big as turkeys. Um, there's all different types of vultures. But the one thing about Nekabet, in Kemet, she was um, part of the king's council. Her and her sister, Ya, they work together. You often see them on the crown of any Nasut, any king, uh, you know, governing the upper and lower kingdoms, right? She was the upper kingdom, the inner court. She also governs with Nanaya the Earth's magnetosphere. So when we talk about vibes and energy, right? This year is definitely going to be more about us being more aware of the vibes and energy that we are taking in from those around us. Those even when we're by ourselves, the things that we put into ourselves. It's not just her that's in the energy of the year, but I'm just focusing on Nana Abba at this moment because she's really, I've really felt the connection with her as this year was coming into that, in the sense of not only did I just become a mother, but it's just that whole nurturing energy, the fact that she's often seen or looked at as the king's nurse mother, the wet nurse, has pendulous breasts. So you got to think about your nutrition, that nurturing energy, where we're getting our nutrition. If you're, as a mother, if you breastfed, or if you ever been breastfed as a child, you understand that connection, that bond between you and your mom. So as we connect to Mother Earth, she's trying to connect to us with a lot of, new, I won't say new, but with the different disasters, as you would call them, natural disasters that are happening, she is trying to clean up and shake up and, make right her house again, because there's been entities, the scourge, of humanity, that have been destroying it. And we call those people Achia Wadafo. Some of them look like us and some of them do not. Um, well, many of them do not, but some of them do look like us. But they are the ones who do not want to live in their divine purpose, that do not want to be in divine order. They want to have their lusts and basically their cake and eat it, to do things that are abnormal. They don't want to be who they were born to be. They want to engage in a lot of different stuff, the sexuality, drug abuse, um, you know, carnal things with animals, um, carnivorous things with other, other beings they want to just basically destroy. They seek, devour, they're pillaging, rape, steal, all kinds of stuff. It's just their headspace, their neurosis, they're just psychotic and power hungry and all that kind of stuff. So she's trying to make right, trying to make right, the balance and energy of this earth. Also, you got to think about with the new technologies that have come out, like the 5G or other EMFs that, your body is absorbing that energy. You got to be mindful of that, and, work on protecting and shielding yourself, at this time when it comes to that energy, when it comes to, you know, what you allow yourself to listen to and engage in. Um, Nana Abba, when you're dealing with the court of the king and queen, the Hanut and Asut, she was the inner court. So that's like your circle, like your base, So you have to think about what you are bringing into your inner self, the thoughts that you're having. Even when it comes to those who surround you, those close knit thoughts and things of people that surround you. I mean, we've come through a new year. And this year is also a year that, when we think about nurturing and motherliness, we also think about family, or fertility in a sense of, um, to continue on, you know, to perpetuate ourselves. Set any woman who, whether or not they physically have children or not, but when they come together to birth things, and even the men, when you come together and you're fertile, you're birthing things, whether it be new business ideas, children, new ways to protect yourselves and others, or you're building with other people and creating a solid Oman, a solid nation, you are allowing us to um, continue to live and survive. Okay, so this year is definitely going to be more about, not just surviving but continuing on. Okay, and surviving in the sense of we have to separate what's for us and what's not for us, the wheat from the chaff, if you will. We have to know who our enemies are, know when we're being an enemy to ourselves, know when we are not listening to the guidance of our ancestresses, our Nananom and Samanfa. We have to really rely on them, because the ancestral knowledge that's coming up is going to be what helps us to level out and balance out the energy in our environments. If you will, how people talk about karma, um, and the sense of you reap what you sow. That's the energy a lot of what's coming in this year. There's going to be a lot of reaping what you sowing. You know, whether it be you get paying back those who have done good, bad, or indifferent to you, or vice versa. There's going to be a lot that people will see, a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of humility being brought to some, but there's also going to be a level of defense, Um, so we have to protect ourselves. We're going to really have to protect ourselves. We have to get more into our knowledge, whether it be physical combat, spiritual combat, mental and emotional. The things that, like I said, the energy that we're taking in, the things that we're ingesting, we have to be mindful of how that may affect our minds, our bodies, and our spirits, right? And if it's going to be static for our connection with the divine, or if it's going to be something that's going to be grounding and rooting us with the divine, so that we can be hetep, so that we can be um, more uh, more confident, more walking more into our purpose and into who we are. Um, there's going to be a lot of times in some of this, that some of the journey, um, it's not going to, I'm not going to lie, it's going to feel arduous. There's going to be um, moments where we're at a crossroads and we're like trying to wonder what's the next step. You know, we have to really, really go into spirit this year and really, really work on that that ability to be more discerning, if you will. We have a, you know, in our practice, we believe, well, it's not a belief, it's a knowing. Um, we know that there is a such thing as love and law and hate. We know that those two are divine. They're both same side, two, you know, two sides of the same coin. We understand that it's just a cause and effect. You know, there's a reaction, for every action there's a reaction, right? We understand it in that sense, and we don't try to shun that or try to put that responsibility off to someone else, so that we don't necessarily go through, you know, um, being criticized by others who don't understand, or feeling guilty or made to feel guilty from others that don't understand. I mean, when you're grounded in yourself and truly know right from wrong, and truly are grounded and in touch with the divine, you have a good understanding of what should be and what shouldn't be in your space, who should be and who shouldn't be in your space, what choices and decisions you have to make, even if they are easy or if they're difficult. So this year is definitely a year that is going to be more of us harmonizing ourselves to creation, to Abwadi, to, you know, all of creation, getting in touch with Mama Earth, getting in touch with, you know, the divine connection and energies that are around us, get in touch with one another who are on the same pages, and cutting away a lot of that unnecessary stuff, anything that's going to be a distraction to us. I mean, I'm learning that too right now with things that distract me. I don't care if it's the video games, food, a person, whatever, you know, whatever things that are going to be a distraction to you, that are not allowing you to be your best self, not allowing you to attune yourself and to hear divine in the way that they speak to you. You need to cut it off. This year is definitely a year more about that, more about coming into ourselves and growing and redefining ourselves. This year is definitely more about coming together with those who who are about the same things that we are about, you know, who are vibing with you on that same level. Okay. So it's definitely more of that year. So, but it's, you know, when you think about that, you think about the legacy that that you're leaving for those behind you. We all inherited a war, right? So are we going to continue to make it to where we're helpless or feeling helpless, or we feel that we don't have the answers? Or are we going to create some solutions? And even if we don't see all the solutions through right now, that we make it to where those behind us have the tools to be able to keep pressing forward towards the mark of eradicating our enemies, of getting rid of, and those of y'all who are on here who may not like me saying this, that's fine. But those who know, who will vibe with me or on the same level, getting rid of the Ache Waterfall, the whites and their offspring, those who look like us and don't look like us, who are not about the stuff, who are doing very criminal things, who are destroying Mother Earth, who are destroying families, who are out there just living all kinds of craziness in such a way that they're just totally shunning who they are. Well, the greater good of, you know, all of us who are a part of creation. And when I say shunning who they are, I'm talking about those who even look like us but who are not trying to be on the same tip. Um, you know, you do yourself and your family and all of creation a great disservice when you just denounce the covenant that you have with Nana Inyame, Nana Yamiwa, the great supreme being. Amen and Amenet. So if we're going to be in line with them and do what they will have us to do, that means we have to walk in our purpose. That means that we have to do more tuning to them and those that guide us. Our Nananom and Samafo, our ancestors, our Egungun, the Vodou, the Orisha, the Nananom Bosam, the Intoru Intoratu, the Aku Akutu. They're all here surrounding us. They want us to walk more into who we are, to know our identity. Stop trying to be like those who don't give a darn about us. Stop trying to sell our natural talents and our gifts to them. Stop trying to appease to their sense of morality. They don't have one. Start learning to love yourself and build yourself up. Do what you need to do. We need to, totally be more mindful of who we have in our corners and walk the path that we were given. Love on each other. Be mindful of the energy that we're taking on, the things that we're ingesting. I know I've been, repeating the same things, but I just want you all to get that message. That's what's been given to me. And it's sitting before me in these cards right now. Before I do end this live, I do want to leave you all with this Adinkra. Fawahodie. That's the first card I picked up after shuffling this deck. And it speaks to the whole energy of what I'm saying, of independence. In order to know who you are, to walk in your divine purpose, to really be grounded in your identity, you're going to have to be independent. You're going to have to work towards that. And it's not going to always be easy. It's not. There is a ebe that's written on this card that says, Fawahodie ene obre na and nam. Independence comes with hard work. Nobody can respect you or understand what you are with and with or not with if you don't make them. We can't be crying or marching or begging or singing or dancing for our independence. We can't. We can't. So that's all I got for y'all tonight. This was my short live. But that's the energy, the vibe I was given. So meta ase, medawo, thank you. I love you all. Ebesha Bio, till we meet again. Tep.
A victim never claim one. Yep, the same one that's got your brain stunned. Up and at 'em early bird type fashion. Fit the armor, I was born for sound clashing. Étoile magnifique, I cut off the weak. They've no right to speak, misperfection at its peak. Blessed with this, so I strive to move in honor. Sister, daughter, comrade, mama. Refrain from the drama, let them hang like a comma. Pause, applying what I learned to the cause. Effective, speak from experience, perspective, reflective actions, freedom, passion. Up late nights till I